Hi everyone. I wanted to do a talk on the effects of mind-altering drugs for autism, uh, diet, and mental state. I think that's the three. Or was it four? Anyway, when I mean mind-altering drugs, I mean like antidepressants, anti-anxieties, the medically prescribed ones for people with autism and Aspergers. Alright, so I'm going to go through what these three do and their importances. Alright, so I'll start off with the drugs. Um, Zoloft, I've tried that. I've been on antidepressants. I did it for about 8 months. It did help to a degree, but it was also caused some problems more than it helped. I don't believe in taking drugs for medical reasons. I feel that if your body's not being able to cope with something, it's because you're not listening to your body. Um, I know it's not always the case, but the majority of the time, it's more likely that your body's trying to tell you something and you're not listening. Like I rarely get headaches nowadays. Like I used to get them when I was younger, but that's because I was mixing them up with the stress and anxiety of understanding, and I couldn't cope with it because I didn't know how to when I was younger. Um, I don't take medication anymore. I went off it a long time ago because I was on it for about 8 months and it was alright. It really lowered my anxieties a lot. And then I lost a dear friend of mine and he died, and I found out that my emotions were actually being stunted and not. They were not processing properly because my emotions were being suppressed by the Zoloft. And so when I went off it, I felt so much better. And even though I was expressing my emotions more and I was more upset, I was also able to get through them because you shouldn't run away from your pain because your pain's there for a reason. You just got to go through it and accept it and let it pass through. Alright, so I don't agree with using antidepressants and anti-anxieties on autism cases unless they're having chronic autism, chronic anxieties and depression and whatnot. That's the only time I would consider it would be because of the extreme cases. Let's see. All right, diet. Oh yeah, sorry. I want to do vitamins as well as a separate subject, but diet. Diet does make a difference, but not the it's not the biggest influence. It's the same as the Zoloft. It's a aid, uh, but I still don't agree with Zoloft and drugs because it means you're not thinking through it. I'll get to that point. Yeah, so diet is important. I have reactions to gluten and dairy. I find when I have gluten, my mind's fuzzy and I find it difficult to think straight. I can still think and I can still process things, but it's a lot more complicated, I guess. So when I've gone off gluten for long enough, my mind will be clearer and I can make much clearer judgments quicker. So I think it improves the processing power of your mind. Um, I'm also allergic to dairy, which I think has a connection there, but I haven't really noticed it in my head so much. It's not that obvious. It's more of a physical thing. My body reacts bad to it physically, where with gluten it's more of a mental hindrance. So vitamins. Vitamins are what I'm on because I went to a dietitian and he did blood cultures and blood tests and he found out that uh, my mind was missing quite a sufficient amount of different types of minerals and vitamins because that's what my mind uses up a lot because it's like a different motor. It's like a different motor in a car. So diesel's still a type of petrol, but you need to give it the extra little bits so that it'll run correctly. I don't know if that example works for you, but I hope you Get it? Um, so it's quite important for me to keep up the vitamins occasionally. But I've gotten my vitamin level up to a more stable level, so now it just coasts, and I only have the vitamins probably once a week, and it doesn't really matter. It's irregular, but it works fine. All right, and now this is the important one. This is the one I think is why I'm able to stand up on my own two legs with pretty much everything and be really quite independent and self-supportive and self-sufficient in emotional ways and physical ways and all the ways it needs to be. State of mind, hugely important thing. What you're thinking is what you're making. Your thoughts are powerful. They create bridges, buildings. They flew people to the moon. So don't underestimate the power of your own thought in your head. Because if you notice that you're having one negative thought, chances are every upper second of the day, that negative thought's getting past you without you noticing. So you need to deal with that shit. You got to deal with your shit. I know for a fact that I've only gotten to the point I am on now. Like I'm so busy with life and I'm so hyped up on it because I'm just doing everything I want to do and things I never knew I did want to do. And it's because I've got my mind, worked hard and really looked after my mind state. Got to a point where all my issues are fairly worked out, and issues will come along and you will have to deal with them. But your mind's like a garden. If you don't weed it, the weeds will overgrow, and that's what you're going to live in. That's what you're going to be experiencing. That's what's going to be coming out into your world. That's how you're going to view the world. So freaking important. I do read quite a few here, mental health books. A lot of ones that are usually based on Buddha and stuff. Buddha theories and quite good stuff. Actually, I've got one book that I do want to show you that I do recommend. Alright. Alright, this is The Places That Scare You, and it's by Pema. It's an amazing book. She's a really good author, and she keeps you into what she's telling you. She doesn't float about, and she doesn't drag on things. So she's got very nice little ways of writing things out. So it's very nice to read. She's got quite a few books, and I would recommend any of them. I've actually just been reading them, and like my friend will pick it up, and they will read a little bit of it, and they're like, can we borrow this? And yeah, so I keep losing my books because people keep taking them. That's how much that my friends enjoy them. Um, so mental state is really important. It goes back to my other video about mental health, and so I want people to understand that like diet is very important. That's just that's important for everyone. But for people with Aspergers, it doesn't. It's not a solution. It's an aid. Um, Drugs are not a solution. They're an aid or a temporary fix. And vitamins, they're a aid as well. When it comes down to it, it's what you're thinking. I've actually um, someone special to me recently gave me a little piece of paper that has a beautiful writing on the saying, and it states the fact that we are what we think and we make what we think. The world is what we created, and how we think is how we create it. And I've put it up on the wall because I love it. It's really nice. It's even in laminated in beeswax. So it's this beautiful bit of parchment. Anyway, I hope you guys get the importance of what I'm trying to say because, well, in a lot of my experience, people with Asperger's are really just people more sensitive to a lot of things. They're tapped into a sensitivity of certain areas which blows their skills and their capabilities in out of proportion into a really mishmashed kind of good at this, bad at this kind of way. And what I'm trying to say is neurotypical people are really quite similar to us. We're just the canary to the coal miner, meaning that we're going to react to the gas first before you guys. So what I'm saying is it's basic good health for you as well as people with autism. It, you just gotta. It's just more important for us because we've got that sensitivity. It's like someone who has a small reaction to washing detergent. It doesn't really bother them. It's just like their hand dries out a bit. So they don't need to look after it. They don't need to condition it. No, don't need to wear gloves. But people with Asperger's are pretty much the same, but the reaction's worse. They start getting eczema from it, and so they need to use moisturizer or they need to use gloves. So that's basically what I'm trying to say. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this, and I've been really enjoying making vids lately for you guys. So keep watching.